What is going on, everybody? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys a Monday NBA edition of my DFS podcast. We have 8 games on this main slate for Monday. 5 games at 8 o'clock Eastern. 4 at 8 and 1 at 10. The after-hours slate starts at 8. I'm probably going to play that. Look at my Twitter later on, though, to see if I am. That looks like a fun slate, too. It's almost as big as the main slate. So, as usual in this video, I'm going to give you guys 5 plays that I like. 1 for each position. Hopefully, we can have a great Monday. We have Monday Night Football, one of the best games of the year. The Super Bowl from last year, the Eagles against the Chiefs. So, excited for that one as well. And hopefully, we can cash on both sports tonight. This 8-game slate's tough. There's not a lot of cheap value out there. We're kind of desperate for it at this point. It's not looking like much is going to open up either later. So we have Al Horford and Derek White out for the Celtics. But that really just boosts, the other stars on the Celtics. Maybe a little bit of Sam Hauser. He might draw the start. A lot of things in projections are saying that Reggie Jackson is a good value tonight. But I'm sick of picking Reggie Jackson. He starts for Jamal Murray, but Nikola Jokic just runs point. He says, fuck you, Reggie. I'm going to get 18 assists like he did 2 games ago. And Reggie Jackson just, sits with the fans in the corner of the court. So, I don't know. He fucked us last night. I didn't have Santi Aldama, who's like 50% owned and dropped a 60 spot. And Cooper Kupp ruined NFL, unfortunately. So it was a tough Sunday yesterday. Looking for a bounce back today, though. I'm feeling pretty good, always confident. We've been on a good run for a majority of November. So let's get after it tonight. Starting off, Dyson Daniels. CJ McCollum is still out here. A lot of extra usage going around. Dyson Daniels has been starting at point guard, really. And this Kings and Pelicans game looks like the best game of the slate. 237 over-under. It's a 1-point spread. Pelicans are at home. I like Daniels at 5,700. He needs 28 fantasy points to hit value. He has done that in 6 straight games. He's playing serious minutes. We can project him for 32 to 37 minutes. We have a 40-minute game in there, 37 against the Timberwolves a couple of days ago. I like Daniels. He's one of the best. There's not, like I said earlier, there's not a lot of good sub 6K value. Dyson Daniels is the top of the list as of right now. There's a couple of questionable guys, but hopefully other stuff happens because we're not going to be able to spend up on Giannis and Jokic and Sabonis if we don't get any more cheap value. So we'll have to, keep our eyes peeled later on today as usual for NBA news. Shooting guard, I'm going to go to James Harden at 7,200. Russell Westbrook coming off the bench now. He only played 18 minutes in his first game off the bench. James Harden is really kind of taking over that guard role. 17 minutes. Harden played really well, was the main reason why the Clippers won their first game with Harden last game against the Rockets. 24, 9, and 7. Looked like a vintage prime James Harden game, hitting, big shots at the end of the game. 7,200 is a good price on him, especially with Westbrook coming off the bench. Really as his backup guard role. Harden's going to see a lot of usage as the main point guard. A lot of chances at assists, passing it to Kawhi and Paul George. I like this price at 7,200. He needs 36 fantasy points. He's projected for 37.5 tonight. Coming off of a 45-point game. Looks pretty safe. I mean, he's a little expensive, but, I like this spot against the Spurs. Hopefully, this game stays close. It's an 8-point spread. I think the Spurs are getting a little better each game with Victor Wembanyama. The Clippers are still struggling to click. So I don't think they're going to blow out the Spurs on the road. I think it stays close. It's a high over-under. Good matchup for James Harden. I like him at shooting guard. Small forward, we're going to go to the Pelicans. This is the best spot to spend up, in my opinion. The Pelicans. I'm going to probably fade the expensive guys with Giannis and Jokic and go for the middle to high tier plays. I love Brandon Ingram. Like I said, this Pelicans and Kings game is the best game on the slate. 8,400, still not a high enough price. His usage is through the roof with no CJ McCollum. He's projected for 43 fantasy points. tonight. That's what he needs to hit value. He has 50 to 60 point upside in this matchup. He's going to play plenty of minutes, and that goes into power forward too. We're just going to pick both studs on the Pelicans tonight. I love the pricing. Zion Williamson got rest last game, so he's coming in fresh. Great matchup, like I've said. 8,000, 40 fantasy points. Collectively, they need Brandon Ingram and Zion need to combine for just over 80 fantasy points to hit value. I think they do that tonight. I think there's a chance, a slight chance they combine for almost 100 tonight. It's a really good matchup. They're going to have, the entire Pelicans offense on their shoulders. It's a great matchup. The Kings defense is not good, hence why we have a 237 over-under. Pelicans are at home. Pairing these two with Dyson Daniels, I think it's fantastic value in my opinion as of right now. So that's what I'm looking at doing for later tonight. Then for center, let's go to Zach Collins. A nice middle tier play here, 6,400. He's going to be, starting as he has been, probably playing 30 minutes if the game stays close. He has great upside, 54 fantasy points against the Kings a couple of games ago, 30.5 last game. If this game stays close, he's going to play over 30 minutes and he can be a fantasy point per minute. He starts alongside Victor Wembanyama. The ball goes through him a lot. He gets, 4 to 6 assists a decent amount of time. He's averaging 4 assists, 6 rebounds. So he does a little bit of everything, averaging 31 fantasy points on the season so far. That is what he needs to hit value tonight. I think he's a pretty good play as of right now. And like I said, there's not a ton of value out there right now. So we might have to get a little bit uncomfortable tonight. We'll have to see what ends up developing later on in the evening. That'll do it for the video, guys. I hope these 5 plays help you build a nice lineup to get you in the green tonight. If you want my full content, go to fd-guru.com about a half hour before lock, and I'll have everything posted for Monday Night Football and NBA, and I might be doing that 5-game after-hour slate as well. Again, like this video, guys. Subscribe. Until next time, peace.